Hello and welcome here to Talking CB, and you may have guessed it, but I am back, and I am back here on the channel today, and of course I will begin by sincerely apologising for the fact that I have not been here for quite a lot of the season so far. I started off strongly, I was doing very good consistent videos after a break. I was here for the start of the season, and then things got pretty hectic. A few different things went on for me, and unfortunately I haven't been able to be with you for the last few weeks, a few months I suppose. And it has been difficult. I've really wanted to do a video for a while now, so I'm glad that I've finally been given the opportunity to go and make one. And I'm really glad to be back, and I do apologise, like I say, that I was away. But it's quite difficult, because a lot of obviously YouTubers do it for a living. There's a lot of huge YouTubers, of course, that you no doubt know of, that come on here, they do their videos, they make a living off it, so it's their priority. And of course, as much as I do love coming on here, discussing Barca, us all engaging, watching the videos and seeing how the reaction has gone, it's great. But of course, I have got a job that takes up a lot of my time, and what happened was I recently moved into a new house, and obviously, if any of you have ever moved house in your life, you know how stressful and how time consuming that can be. So everything's been going on. It's been taking a while to sort of come on here and get a minute. But like I said, I am back, and what I'm going to do for you guys is do a season review of the season so far, how it's gone, what the general opinion is. Because quite frankly, while I've been away, of course, I'm still on Twitter. I'm still on Twitter at FCB Newsroom. If you go and follow me there, I've still been posting my views. I did manage to go to Barcelona during the break that I had off the channel. I saw the game against Real Sociedad at home, and I also, against Deportivo it was at home, and then I saw the game, the fantastic home tie against Manchester City in the Champions League, Claudio Bravo's red card, Pep's return. I saw that game live from the Camp Nou, which was sensational. But I've sort of heard a lot of negativity on Twitter in the time that I've been away. A lot of people that don't seem to think that we're moving in the right direction, aren't happy with our performances this season. But quite frankly, as always, I'm going to come in here today with a positive outlook. I'm going to look at this as in we've started the season pretty moderately well, I would say. I wouldn't call it a bad start, but I wouldn't call it a sensational start. But what I would like to say is, it's not how you start, it is how you finish. And that's not a cliche, that's a proven fact. We want to be at our very best in February, March, April, May. Those are the months that you really want to hit your optimum level, not at the start of the season. And it's quite clear now that we're not at our best. There's been a few games this season which are completely gone absolutely wrong. You think of the home game against Alaves, what on earth happened there? And there have been moments like that again away at Celta Vigo. The same thing happened last season. But what happened last season? We bounced back, we came strong at the end, and unfortunately again though, last season, at the end of the season, we burned out. So what did we do? We went into the transfer market this time round. We spent a lot of money on young, refreshing talent. We brought them in, and let me just say, it's going to take them time. You're all expecting, these guys, of course we've paid a lot of money for them. Of course they get paid a lot of money every week, but they are going to take time. The likes of Andre Gomez, Paco Alcácer, I think Denis Suarez and Samuel Umtiti have come in. They've adapted phenomenally well. Those two are sort of the anomalies, if you like. They've come in and they've performed against all the odds, and they've managed to slot into the team straight away like they've never, been away, if you like. Denis Suarez has looked like he's always been here. Umtiti has been incredible. I think absolutely outstanding. The likes of Andre Gomez, though, Lucas Digne has been solid but not spectacular. I think Alcácer, of course, still looking for his first goal. Hasn't had an awful lot of opportunities. I do think the game coming up against Malaga at home, Luis Suarez is suspended. Perfect game for Alcácer to break his duck and get his first Barcelona goal. But like I say, those young players are brought in the summer. They aren't a lot of money, but they are going to take time to settle in. I think towards the end of the season is where we're really going to see them at their very highest level. You look at Andre Gomez, I think we're starting to see the best, or sort of as close to seeing the best of him at the moment. You look at the game against Man City in the Champions League, okay, away from home, we lost the game, but Andre Gomez, although he did hit the bar in a very key moment in the game, he did look much more like his usual self in that match. And those are promising signs, because once those players come into form, once those players are looking like the price tags that we paid, we're going to have an awful lot of depth in our squad, and we're going to have an awful lot of options going into those key months in the season. And one thing I do want to say is, look at the fixtures that we faced so far this season. We are currently second in the league, just 2 points behind Real Madrid. The Clásico is coming up next month. What an absolutely monumental game that is. I don't need to tell you that. And We've lost 2 games in the league. Of course, like I mentioned, those games against Alaves and Celta Vigo, very, very disappointing. And then there's the Champions League. We're top of our group. Again, yes, we may have lost to Man City. We're still top of our group. 9 points, 2 points ahead of Man City, with Mönchengladbach to play away at home, and Celtic to play at Celtic Park, which is going to be a tough game. But if we win that one, we're basically confirmed to be heading into the next stage for sure, and possibly and most likely top of the group. So although he started the season moderately good, like I say, there have been some highlights. You talk about that game 4-0 over Man City. There's been some very, very difficult games, but the biggest highlight for me was last weekend. We'd lost to Man City away from home, and obviously whenever Barca lose, there is an absolute storm. You know, people are looking at who to criticise, they're looking for a scapegoat, they're looking at somebody to blame. And Luis Enrique got the full brunt of it, as he always does. Does the style fit? Does he do this? Does he do that? Is he adapting games? And then the biggest test then was on Sunday, Sevilla. Last game of the weekend. The pressure was on. Real Madrid had won. Atletico Madrid luckily lost to Sociedad away from home. Not the only team to go to La Real and drop points. But yeah, Real Madrid had won. The pressure was on, and we firmly delivered. And what a sensational game of football that was. Lionel Messi in that second half was one of the best games I have seen him play in a number of seasons. Of course, you look at the games against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, he was sensational. But in that second half, he grabbed that game by the scruff of his neck. He put absolutely everything into it. He was sprinting around the pitch. He was closing Sevilla down. When he lost the ball, he was tracking back to receive it. That's the Messi that we want to see. It's difficult to produce that Messi every single week simply because of what it had to take to get that out of his body every single week. But in that moment, it was special. It was a really fantastic comeback. It was an incredibly hard stadium to go to. An excellent team that Sampaoli is building there, by the way. And we beat them. We put down a real marker. And again, ticked another really, really tough game off our fixture list. And that's what I want to talk about, basically. So far this season, we have faced the following teams. Atletico Madrid at home. Athletic Bilbao away, very tough game. Celta Vigo away. Valencia away, again, another phenomenal comeback. That was against Valencia. And Sevilla away from home, again, a fantastic comeback, monumental wins. Those are very, very, very tough games. And like I say, we're 2 points behind Real Madrid. This is not a lot of points. A win in the Clásico over Real, and we are back top of the league where we belong. Let me just read out Real Madrid's next away 4 fixtures in the league. Atletico Madrid at the Calderón, Barcelona at the Camp Nou, Sevilla away at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, and Celta Vigo away from home. Real Madrid, in the form that they are in, I have literally watched Real Madrid every week, and I'm wondering how they are consistently winning games, because the performances they're putting in are absolutely woeful, and that is not an exaggeration. They are genuinely at the moment a very, very average team. Those 4 away fixtures in the league over the next month or two, they could literally lose every single one of them. Atletico Madrid away, they've never been good against Atletico in the last few seasons. We can beat them for sure. Sevilla showed enough against us to prove that they could definitely take on Real Madrid, and we saw exactly what Celta did to us. So Real Madrid have got some tough games coming up. We've already faced a lot of the big teams, certainly away from home this season, so we've got some of those out the way. Atletico Madrid as well, they're 4th in the league at the moment. Villarreal are in 3rd. We're top of our Champions League group with some games to come, which are definitely winnable to see us go on to the next stage. So what I want to say, guys, is, as always, be positive. Be positive. Look at the good things to come from this season. Look at the fact that Lionel Messi looks very, very good. He looks switched on lately. He looks to be recovered from that injury, which is a bit of a scare. Neymar seems to be coming back into form. I hope you all saw him against Argentina the other night. Spectacular in the colours of Brazil. Luis Suarez is still scoring goals. Gerard Piqué still set to return. Iniesta come back as well. And don't forget, guys, we've been without some very, very key players over the last few weeks. When we lost to Man City, nobody really seemed to talk about the fact that we didn't have Gerard Piqué, our leader at the back, our leader all over the pitch, really, our central defensive player who is irreplaceable in our team. And the same exactly can be said of Andres Iniesta, out for a number of months. Very, very important player for us. Everything revolves around him in the midfield. Again, a leader on the pitch. And Jordi Alba as well, left back. Like I say, Digne's come in, he's been solid, he's been quite conservative, but going forward he doesn't quite give us the same edge that Jordi Alba does. His pace, his energy, his combination play with Neymar has certainly been missed, and those 3 key players haven't really been mentioned at all. The fact that we've been without them, we've been going through games, a huge win against Sevilla, like I say, and all without those players. So we've certainly got depth in our squad. The signings, like I say, have still got a lot to prove, they've still got a lot to improve on, and they will do that. I genuinely believe that as the season goes on, they will improve, they will get better, and the same same could be said for us. The best is yet to come, but that is only a good thing. The season, as it goes on, becomes more important. The games become more tense, more important, and certainly as the season goes on, we will get better. Our squad will remain fresh. We've got the depth that we need to succeed, and I firmly believe in Luis Enrique and his ideas, his motivation, and I certainly believe in the players that we've got at this club. They have already proved this season they can win against the best. They can win in the best way. We've got to get that consistency going again. We've got to get that energy and that real pressing and determined play like we saw in that second half against Sevilla, chasing every ball down, showing that intensity for a sustained period in a match, really pushing the opposition back and leaving them no grounds to attack us. Get them on the ropes and really take them down. That's what we did against Sevilla. We should have killed the game off even more so. I've really been impressed with Titi this season. I think he's been absolutely sensational alongside Piqué, and I must single out Mascherano as well. He was excellent against Sevilla. He looked a little bit sketchy in the first few games of the season, but he was really, really fantastic against Sevilla in Gerard Piqué's absence. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. Like I said, it's great to be back. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Again, very, very sincere apologies for being away for quite a long time. I did have a lot going on, but apologies for that. It's nice to be back. I'm very, very excited to hear your thoughts. And like I say, as always, please, guys, please be positive and enjoy it. Vesca, El Barça.